Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how I French braid my hair. Starting with, ideally, nice, smooth, tangle-free hair. I'll be pulling over my part. You can leave a part in it if you like, but I like to pull mine back. So I'm just going to take my two fingers here, a little bit above my temples, right around there. I'm just going to pull them back until they meet. And so I'm going to kind of grab this whole section. Just make sure it's nice and clean. Keep those stragglers out of it. So you can kind of take and smooth that if necessary. And we're going to separate this into 3 sections. And this will just be your basic braid that you probably already know how to do. For the first 2 movements here, we don't have to concern ourselves with adding hair because it wouldn't really change anything anyways. So you're going to take this, I always start with the right side, you can start with the left, it doesn't matter. You're going to take this right side and you're going to kind of have your hands ready to pinch this middle part, and then you're going to pull that right side over the middle. And you're going to want to try to keep your hands close to your scalp for this process, because that will keep the braid closer to your head and keep the whole thing tidier. So once you've done that, you're going to kind of prepare a pinching point for the left side, and you're going to bring the left side over. Now as I bring the left side over, I kind of like to bring the middle side, kind of catch it before it falls in with the rest of the hair, so that you don't pick up other hair accidentally. So I kind of catch that one as I go and pull that off to the left side. So now that you've done the first right and the first left, this is where you start adding hair to make it a French braid. So I just take my finger again. You can use a comb if you want. Sometimes I'll do that if I'm working on someone else's hair, or if my hair is wet. Sometimes it's a little harder to get it to pull back smooth. You're just going to grab that section, and sometimes I take and use my fingertips or my fingernails, kind of like a little comb, if I feel like it's not smooth looking enough. And so I didn't grab a ton here, but just kind of from about here up. And when I French or Dutch braid, unless I'm going for a highly specific look, I usually try to make sure that the section I'm grabbing, I'm pulling the hair upwards. So you might be grabbing sort of like a wedge shape each time more than like a straight shape. Kind of just depends on what you end up liking. So I kind of pull everything upwards, so I feel like that keeps everything a little tidier. And then you're going to kind of have that, you're going to bring that sort of above your fingers, then you'll have this pinching zone ready to go. You're going to pinch that middle section and pull the right side over the middle. And because you pinched the middle section, you're not just letting it drop, getting tangled with the other hair like I mentioned before. So then I'm going to kind of grab this left side on my thumb here, and you might find other ways. So I'm going to grab another section from the left here before I forget what I'm doing. You might find other ways that you like to hold your hands or hold the hair in your fingers, or which combinations of fingers you like to use, but I'll try my best to show you what I'm doing. So I've got this all kind of in my thumb, grabbed another section, I made it smooth, and then I'm going to take that with my left hand, kind of grab the middle and then bring the right side over, catch that middle side so that it doesn't get tangled, and pull it to the side. You're just going to keep on repeating that process. Grab a little section over here. Pull it smooth and bring it over the middle, hanging on to the middle as you go. And then bringing the middle out to the right. You kind of prep the left side. Bring a section sort of upwards a little bit. And then up over the middle. Again on the right side. When you're getting close to the end here, you can hear me saying this in every video, but when you're getting close to the end here, you want to kind of start thinking about how many more sections you have left, or how you can take the hair up in such a way that you're not grabbing the last section when you've already braided down past the nape of your neck, so you can avoid having sort of a loose saggy end to your braid. So right now I feel like I can probably get about 2 more sections out of this after I add this one in. Just going to once again bring that over the middle, kind of catch. I don't know if you can see that, but I kind of catch it with my thumb. Again. And as you go, since I think your hair is probably about the same length as mine right now, you might find that it helps to pull your fingers through it or comb it out a little bit if the ends are trying to braid themselves together. So here I've got about this much left. Probably take 1 more section on the right. I'm keeping my hands nice and close to my scalp. If you tilt your chin down a little bit too, then it'll be easier to keep your hands in there. Or at least it's easier for me to think about that way. And then I'm going to grab this last section. What I like to do with the last section, make sure that there's nothing still hanging off the end. It's easy to leave one little strand and ruin your whole day. So you're going to want to, especially with this last section, bring it in nice and close. Keep your hands close to your neck. And keep on working that braid down and not out. And that'll help the whole thing stay snug and close to you. Now you're going to just keep on bringing this down about as far as you're comfortable with. And on this last one that I pulled in from the left, I kind of grab the whole thing, bring it over my shoulder where I can see it in the mirror. And now, sometimes I like when I have a good hold to just hang on to my braid, smooth out the ends if you're snarling a little bit. And then this part is a little bit tricky because you've just been braiding down, and now you're going to be kind of braiding up. You're going to be pulling the hair up through the middle each time, but you should be able to see, like right now, this one's furthest away. So I'm bringing the one on the left, and then the one on my right, and just keep my fingers close to that braid so that it stays snug. Just keep working your way down. And once you get comfortable with that motion, of course, you can get going a little bit faster. This is where the layers in my hair like to kind of spray themselves out a little bit. So sometimes I'll band down here, sometimes I'll band up a little bit higher, just so that I have less of that falling apart throughout the day. I just wrap that up. Normally go ahead and smooth the end a little bit with a comb and kind of check on the rest of it. Sometimes you'll end up with little bumps, and sometimes it's the type of thing that you can smooth out with a comb a little bit. If it's too big of a bump, then the comb might make it worse. You kind of figure that out as you go. But overall, just kind of checking over things, making sure you got all the hair. It should run straight down your back pretty nicely from there. And that is how I French braid my hair.